Am I recording?
It says record on mine.
Oh, okay, we're recording. Hi, everybody. So right now there's 3 of us on the line, but many of you said that you wanted to hear this training tonight and couldn't be with us live. So excited to record it for you and get this great info out. I want to introduce to you Caroline May. I'm so excited to be working with Caroline. I want to tell you a little bit about her, and then she's just going to share all the cool stuff she's been doing. Oh, and guess what I got in the mail today?
Oh, yay!
Oh my gosh, these are so cute. Caroline, I imagine that part of what you are going to tell us why you have so many bookings originated some from these, right?
Some of them did, yep.
So just tell me, do you put a slit in this somewhere for them to?
Oh, yeah. So you want to fold it down a little differently than how you have it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll show you that sometime. But you basically fold it down so that there's only one flap in the back, and that's where I stick my. Actually, I'll get you one.
All right. Cool.
Oh, we're talking.
They're so stinking cute. And you know what? I had some really pretty boxes, but they were big. And I thought that it would be a little overwhelming to go into a business and say, here, put this gigantic thing on your, on your table. So I love this. It's super cute. Okay, now tip it forward so I can see where the slot is.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
See, I have the flaps folded down, and then see there's a flap in the back. Can you see it on the side?
Yep.
I keep it to the back, and I found that actually just packing tape works great. You just put it, so it's three flaps taped down together right here, and the slits in the back, and this sticks on.
Okay. All right. I see. Awesome. Very cool. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about Caroline. She lives in Vermont. Where do you live in Vermont?
Middlesex. It's near Montpelier, Vermont.
Okay, Middlesex, Vermont, near Montpelier. And Caroline was a former school principal and curriculum director. She started her business just over a year ago. And with 3 kids, she loves the flexibility that Mary Kay provides for her family, and she is working to replace her previous income. It has been my pleasure to work with her, and I can't wait for her to tell you what she's been doing. So take it away. Oh, and it's her birthday today. I know you heard us sing. Unless I sang to you before I hit record. It's Caroline's birthday. Okay. Go.
Awesome. So let me start by just saying why I do these, what do you call them? Power Saturdays?
Power Saturdays.
Yeah. So it started because before I just would sort of put out appointment times, and anytime somebody would want a weekend slot, it was like, oh, just let me know when it is. Anytime on Saturday I can do it. And appointments were kind of happening like scattered here and there, and then I'd have to either find care for my kids or leave it on my husband to do. And so he and I just sort of took a look at our week and kind of had a discussion about like, what do we really need? And he felt like we really needed some solid time that we both had the weekend where we weren't working. So I started doing every other Saturday appointments, which suddenly meant that in order to keep my goal, I needed to have a lot of bookings within times that I was actually working. So that's why I try to book a lot Saturday, rather than like 1 or 2, and maybe some Saturdays you wouldn't have any. And what I found is actually giving people fewer choices. My higher percentage of the bookings hold their appointments.
Okay.
So so part of what I do in terms of scheduling is I only give if I ask if they want a weekend or a weekday slot, and if they select weekend, they only get 2 choices because they're both within the month. So like, even though I already know the Saturdays I'm working in December, I don't tell them those. And so so this month it's the 12th and the 26th are my 2 Saturdays. And I have bookings at I give slots at 11, 1, 3, 5, and 7. And so when I'm a couple weeks out, I give all the slots and people just sort of pick it. and I'll get to how like I get all of my bookings in a second, but when I'm a week, so like just this week, I had somebody who happened to pick, they picked a weekend slot, and I still had a 7 o'clock available. I do double book when I'm a couple weeks out. Like if I'm 3 weeks out, I don't mind double booking. If I'm 2 weeks out, I might double book one appointment. I try not to double book 4 appointments in a day just for my own comfort level, because I don't really have a team here. I can't really give parties away with short notice. So anyway, so somebody was booking just this week, Tuesday, and they wanted a weekend slot. And I said, well, I don't have anybody at 7. And so I gave them the only time I was open. And sure enough, that was the one they picked. So I do feel like when, you know, if in general, if weekends work for people, they don't need 4 or 5 selections of like dates. It works. If it doesn't work one, it will probably work the other one. And so I just book out every couple of hours, unless I know that they're a little further away, and then I would try to schedule in a little more travel time. So then in terms of getting my bookings, I have done a lot from referrals. I did my first bridal show with very little notice. I got a call on a Friday for a bridal show on a Sunday, and this was back in January. I was really new, and I took it, and I'm still getting either bookings from referrals from those original appointments or follow-ups from the bridal show. So from that, I guess I learned, like, sometimes you just do it. Like sometimes you can prepare. I could have prepared for 2 weeks and stressed about like the bridal show and do I have everything all set? Or it's like 2 days, you don't have time to think about it. You do the best you can do, and still I have bookings from it. So at each appointment, I do something with referrals. I've done the Fabulous Referral Game, which is where the ones for my bridal show, I still have some from that. And that's Michelle Cunningham's Fabulous Referral Game. And then lately I've been doing just the back of the profile card, and there's like 7 maybe slots, 5 or 7. And so I go through each one and I say on number 1, write a woman that you really admire. And so then they write somebody down, and then I'll say, write somebody who's a really hard worker and really deserves a break and a free pampering session. And they write somebody down. I'll say, okay, number 3, write the funniest person, like they're just the life of the party. As soon as they walk in, then the party's started. And I found that for some people who are kind of hesitant to like fill out a whole list of 20 names on the Fabulous Referral, or just start to get a little nervous, like, I don't know if I want to give you somebody's number. If you're having them match it to quality, they're much more likely to say, oh, my mom, she works 3 jobs. She definitely is the hardest worker right now. And I've had a ton of success with that. And then the bookings just seem to be at a higher percentage than when they just randomly, their goal is to fill a page.
Right.
So sometimes less is actually more, and it saves you time too. So then I also have the facial boxes. And so the important things I've learned about facial boxes is to kind of have a schedule and a routine, but be flexible with it. If you leave it off on a Tuesday and you only want it there a week, but something happens on Tuesday and you can't go till Wednesday, the people at the store don't remember. They didn't write down when you came and when you said you were going to go. You can go Wednesday or Thursday, and it's totally fine. And wherever you live, you'll get different results. So I like to leave it in places where people have to wait. When people are waiting, especially when they don't like to just sit around and do nothing. And so if they're waiting in line or waiting for like a bagel to get toasted and the cream cheese and all of that, like smoothie shops, if they have to like order and then stand around and wait, they are more likely to fill something out. But if you don't get 2 to 3 leads in a box, maybe try one more week. Sometimes I don't even. I had a nail salon and I was all excited because I have one nail salon that works great, but I don't love going in there. The women aren't super nice, but I get a ton of referrals. So it's sort of my like challenge is to sort of like take a breath, go in and grab my box and just do it. So I found this other nail salon, and they were so nice and excited about my box. And I thought, this is going to be great. I can replace the other one. None. My box was there for 10 days and 0 referrals. I just pulled the box. I'm just going to have to try it somewhere else. Whatever reason, it just didn't work out. But the latest one I found that was like random, I think I did it just because I was there, is Carter's. It's an infant, toddler. They probably have older kids' clothes too. It's a children's clothing store. And I've got, let's see, each week I get like 6 referrals from that box. And they have all, I think it's a really high percentage, like 90% have booked, because they're all like moms and kind of and wanting to celebrate. And I definitely learned, luckily I was doing it. So instead of learning by doing something wrong, I learned it by doing something right. I write down where my box is from. And so in my notes, I write out a little, like I write my script of what I'm going to say. And then I put their name and their number, and then I can just go through and text their number and hit paste. But I always keep track of where they were from, because sometimes they say, how did I win this? Where did I enter? And if you say a facial box, they're not really going to know what that is. But if you say, oh, Carter's in Essex, they right away are like, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay. Okay.
So I just want to clarify one thing. You said that you put it in your notes. I know, because I remember you showed me when we were together, but just so everybody knows, you're talking about the notes section on your iPhone.
On an iPhone, yes, in the notes section. And so I also have text shortcuts. So like for a reference, I can go into notes and I label it. So I would put like Lisa at the top, and then I hit REF and I hit enter, and there's the referral, and it stops when I put in Lisa, and then I hit TWOO for 2, and it's the rest of it. So I can always then I can just copy that, and everybody's name is there, and so they're saved in my notes section, and I know who's referred them. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And so anyway, that it is really important just to track like where your facial boxes come from. So referrals, facial boxes, and oh yeah, my lipstick samples. So I hand out lip gloss samples, and sometimes I'm getting a little bit better because I'm feeling a little more like I really want to get bookings to, if I hand somebody a sample, I hold out different colors. I'm like, I don't even know if you're really into color, but if you want, like I'm handing out these lip gloss samples, and usually there's somebody, like if you go up to a group of 3 women, there's usually one who's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So that one, I might say something too, like, you know what, I actually do free pampering sessions. You would be great if you want to come and try it on. You could do like, you could say makeover, you could say whatever, but the one who's super excited is the one to look at and talk to about the booking. She may invite the other people around her, but she's already excited. She clearly likes makeup. She clearly liked feeling special and grabbing it. And so those are sort of my ways. I'm in the process. I want to have 5 different methods of getting leads, but those are the 3 that I've kind of consistently been doing. And then like I said, I just have my times really set. I don't shy away from double bookings altogether, but I'm kind of cautious about it. And then I just sort of squeeze people in and fit them in. Oh, I know there is one more, because this Saturday, bookings from bookings is the other one. So having, what I have used is a hostess plan that has on it what the hostess can get. But then it has 4 choices listed in terms of all the parties. So one is flawless face, another one is might be mineral makeover, a beauty bar, and a put me to bed, or something like bedtime beauties or something. And so if they're going to book another party, they can see their choices right there, and they see that their friend, who's the hostess, gets a free gift with 2 bookings. And I've had a ton of success from that, and they've kept. I make it casual, like we can just pencil it in, and if we have to reschedule, we reschedule. And so far they haven't rescheduled. They keep them. They're excited about them. I do a lot of coaching with it to make sure that they like stay excited. I make different collages and send them with, like, if it's if it's a mineral makeover, I send a lot of color, so they get really excited and into it. But anyway, and so then I just like, I sort of scheduled the time. And so like this Saturday, I have a double pampering at 11. And then I have a mineral makeover at Play. I think it's called a PlayStation party at 1. And skincare at 3. And then, a smoky eye, doing a contour and smoky eye together. At 5, and then at 7, it was somebody that literally booked on Tuesday from a facial box that I picked up Monday night, and so that's just going to be a skincare flawless face. But she, for her invite, did a Facebook invite just to get people all the information, and there's like 10 people already saying that they're coming. So even if they don't all show, that's a big party.
And you have access to their information.
Exactly. And like I've just put a post about like the pre-profile questions and why it helps me to ask and how they can text it back to me so that it can be private. And then I have their contact info. Somebody on there was like, oh, I really want to come, but I can't. And so I was able to message them and give them like my website if they really want to help the hostess, and if they also can host their own party, because she has a gift certificate to give away to people who couldn't attend the party. So yeah, it's been awesome. But I think a lot of it is just like being really clear on like, when do you want to work? And I had heard directors say that before, like, you know, make the time yours. And I just was never really able to, because I'm like, but I'll take any party. I don't want it to just be about me. But actually, it makes them hold the party better too. If you book definitely within the same month, like right now it's the beginning of November. Don't be giving them any December dates. And because if they really want it, they'll make it happen. And then if they have to cancel, I have somebody who, she was in my phone labeled as touch base in April. We set a party for October after multiple times of touch base, but she had to reschedule again. That one may happen, it may not.
Mm-hmm.
But not giving her, when she had to reschedule in October, I didn't give her my December dates. Like I'll follow up with her in a few weeks, but because I just really feel like if people really want it, and you give 2 different Saturdays that are 2 weeks apart from each other, the chances of them being booked all day on both days is pretty slim, if they said weekends work best. So, and then the beauty is when you do one party and then another, like your bag is packed, you're traveling, like you're already out and about, you're already dressed, you're ready to go. And, you know, some tricky stuff is like having enough facial cloths and things like that. It just takes planning and prep. And once you do one, it's a lot better, but you get a lot stronger with like your closing, your opening, a lot of different things. And my goal for this Saturday was to have my PowerPoints done so that my opening and my closing are both on PowerPoint, so I can be a little more efficient with my time, because I can be doing a little bit while the PowerPoint is going. So we'll see how that goes. But I did it for 2 reasons. One was the efficiency and feeling like I have back-to-back parties, and the other one being for some of the girls, it's their second. Actually, one of them, it's their 3rd time meeting with me, because this is their 3rd like choice on the menu, and so I really wanted to sort of jazz up the beginning and the end to give them different information. There's one girl that I really want to have her be my team member, but she needs to hear it in a different way. So yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Well, I took some notes because I was thinking about the questions that some of the people would want to ask you.
Yep.
Okay. So, or I might just reiterate some of the points that you made. So one of the things that you said in the beginning was that fewer choices equals more bookings. And I love this. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I teach this to new consultants, and I'm so glad that you are, you know, living proof that this is real, because this is what I believe. This is why I believe that works that way. Because if you are just like, well, I'm available whenever, my calendar is completely open, they're kind of like, well, what's the urgency? She's available. But if you narrow it down and you're very professional, and they do get a choice in when they can book, but you are being very firm about your time, you know, a confused mind does nothing. And if it's way open-ended, they just don't even know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you offer them a few choices, I agree with you. Your bookings are going to be there.
Yep.
And I have somebody that I'm reaching out to tomorrow to book an appointment. And it's funny how this happened. I'm doing a vendor show tomorrow. So at first she told me that her schedule is ramped up right now because she does seasonal work and this is the seasonal time and she's working a ton of overtime, but she was intrigued about having a booking. She said, I just don't know. And I said, well, do you think you might know? This was last week. I said, do you think you might know your schedule next week? She said, I might. I said, okay, would you want me to call you back right before my show? Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have this show and everybody's going to have dibs at my calendar, but I want you to have first dibs. And she's like, okay, call me. So again, as soon as you minimized the open-ended opportunities, all of a sudden they want to book because they feel that you're very professional and your time is limited. So you set yourself up for those bookings. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
The other question is, so when you said that you had all these time slots, are any of them coming to you or you're going to all of them?
I did offer for some of them to come to me. I'm going to all of them. They all live within the same area, which was helpful because I knew that from the facial boxes. Referrals, you don't.
Right.
The boxes I did. So 2 of the parties are bookings from booking. So I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly how long it takes me to get there. And are the other 3 all facial boxes? No, one is a referral, but I was told where she lived because it was near me, and the girl she was like an hour and a half from me and was like, oh, I should refer my mom. She lives right near you. And then the others were 2 were facial boxes. And so I knew that they were all somewhat in the same area. You know, if it worked for them to come to me, that would be even easier in terms of like prep and setup. But I'm going to all of them, but they are so close to each other that it's the setup and takedown of everything that will be the most time consuming. Travel won't be much of anything.
Okay, awesome. The other thing I wanted to ask
you need like breaks in between. If you left one and drove to another and like your whole time was like work, that would be a lot. You definitely need to like take a breath, reflect, so that the next time you kind of like go about it, you're like, yeah, I really didn't like wrap up about why this like skincare set was so essential. I rushed it and then nobody ordered skincare sets. You want to have reflection time.
Great. Well, and Caroline, you are building your team. As you continue to do that, you're going to be able to bring people with you. So you're going to have an assistant, and that's going to be her training time, and then she's going to be a perfectly ready to go consultant.
Yes.
Okay, 2 other quick questions because I think our time is going to run out in a couple minutes. I didn't get a warning yet, but normally I do. When you do the booking, when you do the referrals,
yes,
how are you handling that with the people booking from the appointment? Because if they sit right there and book an appointment with you, do you then take the back of their profile card and say, I'm going to call these people? Or are you saying, hey, this is your guest list? How are you working that?
I have not told them that it's their guest list. And something interesting did happen. I brought my profile cards back, reached out to the referrals, got a booking, had a second party, and suddenly recognized when I'm doing the pre-profiling that one of them had already booked a party with me from the referral, but was coming to this one session. And I thought, okay, well, so I did I did the pre-profile the way that I would, but saying like, oh yeah, it's me, hi, and you're coming on Saturday, great. And then when she was there, she's like, I booked this same party, but can I change mine and do it and do the PlayStation one instead? And I said, of course. So I haven't, if somebody said, ooh, I really want this hostess credit, but I don't know that many people that would come, I would then be like, oh, look at all these people you wrote down. Are they local? Could you invite them? But I haven't had that. I haven't had to do that. And yeah, this was the first time that I've like, I already had her scheduled for another appointment for her own session, and she was there as a guest, but she just changed what her party was, and she had different guests coming to hers anyway, so it just worked out.
Okay, that's great. Did you offer anything to the referrals? I know this might make a difference depending on where we all are geographically, but
Yeah. So for a long time, I always offered a gift certificate, and it's $15 for a solo or double. And then you get more. You can do, if you have 3 guests plus you, it's $40. And I did for a while do the like buy $75 worth of product for $50. And I kind of don't do that anymore. I have found that like, so my last party I did, the girl had $40 and she really wanted like the skin invigorating brush. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just give you that. I mean, it was $50, but like what that did for the guests to see that like she's getting this great thing because they attended this party, they all booked and they purchased stuff. So I don't know. I do always offer something. I am vague and say in my initial reply, text me the information. I say gift certificate. I don't say the amount. I then book them and then say, and did you prefer, to bring friends with you and earn hostess credits? And then they usually say, wait, what's a hostess credit? And I'll be like, oh, well, you have a gift certificate. And if you do a solo session, it's 15, or you could do this hostess credit and you can get this.
good.
So far from that approach, all but one has chosen to do the party and get the hostess credit. It's good credit, and I have a picture of it so I can text it right to them. They can read it. It's very clear. It's not overwhelming. Keeping it simple, I have found to be really helpful.
Yes. Okay, awesome. And then before the time gets cut off, I also want to sort of ditto what you said about coaching. A party or any kind of appointment, whether it's a party, a solo, double, pampering, any appointment that is worth booking is worth coaching.
Definitely.
So I'll give you a personal example of what's going on this weekend. I have 2 parties this weekend, one at 11, one at 4. The one at 11, I have not heard from her. And I've reached out multiple times. I'm telling myself I really don't have an appointment at 11 because I would be kidding myself if I thought she has not gotten back to me, but I've continued to reach out to her. So what I will do is I will continue to reach out to referrals, and I have a party tomorrow night that is like a vendor show at my place. And if somebody wants that slot at 11 o'clock on Saturday, I'm going to book it because, well, first of all, they were coming to me anyway. And so if both end up showing up, I can handle it.
Yes.
Because I have the access to the clubhouse in my development. But the way that I see it is if they are coming to me, or even if they weren't, somebody's likely to cancel. It's just the nature of the beast, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm not too super concerned about double booking when one of them is sort of not really feeling very solid to begin with.
Yeah.
And
do you ever do the text back C to confirm? Have you seen that?
Say that again.
So you basically sent, so if I had sent 2 kind of outreaches and they haven't gotten back, they haven't responded to me, I sent a text saying, you're scheduled for Saturday at 2 o'clock with Lisa, reply C to confirm. And if they don't reply to that one, then I kind of expect it to be canceled. I did have someone reply C 2 days after I sent it, the day of the event. I happened to have it open, so I showed up, and it actually was a great event. She just, I don't know, she wasn't a texter or something, her cell phone didn't work, but anyway, usually if they don't reply back to that one, you kind of really know.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I'm going to use that. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is I have also been using a Google form that I love for pre-profiling. And I like your idea of the Facebook invite because you're having access to these people. But Also, this is another way to know with the coaching, like, is this hostess working with me? Because the party that's going to be at 4 o'clock, I started to get my pre-profile Google form and it's emailed to me. So now I can see that this is evidence that the hostess actually invited people and that so again, coaching, we could have a whole conference call on coaching, but I love that that is part of what you're doing because it obviously is, because that's why your appointments are holding. It's a really, really an important aspect to the whole picture. Because you can book it, but if you don't coach it, you're really leaving it in their hands.
Totally. And you feel unprepared to what you're walking into.
Exactly. I love it. Okay, so Becky, I know you're on silent. Do you have any questions? You could text.
No, that was awesome.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
All right, awesome. Caroline, thank you so much. And I can't wait. Please, I obviously I recorded this, so I'm going to send it out and put it on our Facebook group because people wanted to know. But we can't wait to hear your results from Saturday because it'll be a great follow-up and you can let us know what's happening. But yay!
Thank you so much.
So much. Have a great night and happy birthday again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.